and hopefully she will. Oh, we are live. Okay. It's been crazy, everyone who's out there. We're still trying to get everyone joined who was going to join. We have several people here, several people in limbo, but we decided we should just go ahead and get started since we're running past time. And so you may see me like looking over here and looking over here every now and then because we're trying to get Jenni Jenq joined, and we're having a little bit of problem with her, and we're also having some problem with Patricia Hannigan, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. So hello everyone, welcome. Oh, there's Jenni.
Oh, finally!
Yay, Jenni,
oh,
you made it.
Oh, hey, let's see, how does this work? Let's see.
You're moving around a lot.
Oh, here we go, here. Because I'm
okay, there you go.
My phone. Oh, how cool.
Okay, so we're just getting started. We actually went live, Jenni. So I'm going to do some quick introductions.
All right, great.
We have a full house tonight, and hopefully Patricia will kind of chime in here in a minute.
All right.
But let me introduce everyone who's here. My name is Kelly Shaw, and I am the creator and moderator of Ladies Dream Golf, which is a fantasy golf site for the LPGA. And with me, I have Alexandra Casi, who is a pro golfer on the Symetra Tour. I also have Beth Bethel. What's that, Beth?
I said wave, Alex.
Beth is a blogger about all things golf, and also the editor of Pro Golf Now. And then we have Johanne. Is it Godin? Is that how you say your last name, Johanne?
Godin, yes.
Godin. And she is one of our Ladies Dream Golf fantasy golfers. She's been with us for several months, and she's a huge golf fan, and she's here to help ask some questions. And so let's see. And Patricia Hannigan is sort of halfway here. Her picture is there. You might see her picture.
Yeah, I see her picture. Yes.
But we haven't got her joined in quite all the way yet. So welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. I'm going to do a little housekeeping real quick before we get started. For those of you who are watching out there, you can post questions to either the Google event page for this event or the YouTube event page, or if you're on Twitter, you can tweet using the hashtag LDG Hangout, all one word. And I'd also like to acknowledge our sponsor for this week's Pick 4 Fantasy Golf Tournament, who is Angela Dubai, who is representing Narium International. And the winner this week will receive a bottle of a product called Narium AD, which is a night cream, so to speak, that is has done wonders, I guess, with a lot of people in terms of taking years off their appearance. And so that is our sponsor for this week. Now, before we get started, I was actually thinking that before we start talking about the tournament that just finished, the Founders Cup in Phoenix, I was thinking we might get to know our special guest tonight, Jenni Jenq, a little bit, so that we have a little perspective on her, and so when we start talking about the tournament later and get her insights, we'll know her a little bit better. So I'm just going to start and let some of the people on the panel ask some questions, and I actually have a question for you too, but I'll go last.
Oh, sure.
I'll start with, well, Beth, I hate to put you on the spot since we brought you in kind of at the last minute. Do you have a question for Jenni to start out with?
No.
Poor Beth. We just brought her in at the very, very last minute because Patricia wasn't able to join.
I thought
so
I'm
going to go to Johanne real quick. Johanne, do you have a question for Jenni?
Yes. Save you, Beth.
Just give me a minute here.
We'll give you a minute, Beth.
Jenni. Jenni from the block is that
hey, yeah, I like that.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Very small question. Other than your driver that's your favorite club, which is your second one?
Favorite?
What do you carry in your bag?
So I have Titleist wedge, or you just want to know my second favorite club?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yes.
I'd have to say the putter, my putter. I have an Odyssey. It's actually a women's putter, Lady Divine, Lady Divine.
Lady
and
Divine.
It's pink. Yes, and it's
Nice.
pink.
It's pink.
And actually, I bought this putter off the shelf at a Dick's Sporting Goods because the length, or because most putters made and are off the shelf are too long, and that one just seemed to fit me. And I'm 5'3", so that's why I bought that putter.
Well, that's pretty cool.
A 32 or?
So I don't have to cut off the putter and make it shorter
Okay.
and lose the balance in that putter.
Interesting. Okay, so I have a question for you, Jenny, while Beth
Okay,
is
sure.
getting herself together. So first I wanted to just kind of give you a shout out for your great camera work the other day on Alex riding that golf cart surfboard thing
Oh, I'm glad.
a couple of days ago. If you guys out there haven't seen that video, it's awesome. You can find it on Alex's Facebook page. So it looks like you guys were having way too much fun.
No, that golf board is awesome.
So I know that you qualified. You Monday qualified for the Founders Cup back in 2012, correct?
Yes, correct.
So can you give me a little bit of an idea of what that experience was like, and what were some of your favorite moments of both qualifying and then playing in the tournament?
Yeah, so actually at that time I was an amateur golfer, and I moved to Arizona to play on the Cactus Tour, and it seems like among my friends, they were going to Monday qualify for that tournament, and I just happened to be in town, so I was like, all right, I'll sign up. But since I was an amateur, I had to qualify, like I had to compete against other amateurs for 2 spots. And then, after I did that, then I played in the Monday qualifier, and I eagled the par 5, and that got me to 2 under.
Wow!
And I had
Wait,
to.
so let me get this straight. You had to qualify. You had to qualify to get into the qualifier.
Yes, I had to qualify to get into a qualifier because they only allow 2 amateurs to play in Monday qualifiers.
And then you were on in the top 2 for the Monday qualifier and made it into the tournament.
Actually, I had to 2 under, went into a 4-way playoff.
Wow!
So I had to win that playoff to get into the tournament also.
And you got in, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, tell us something about, like, okay, so what was your experience once you were playing in the tournament?
I was so nervous. So basically, I've never played like an official professional event before. So I'm an amateur, kind of the underdog. And it's my first experience with how official everything looked.
Yeah.
And I got nervous with a lot of people watching on the first tee. And yeah.
Did you get to do the whole experience, like on the 18th hole, to greet the founders and you know?
I did not.
Did they not do it back then, or why didn't you get to do that?
I'm thinking they probably did that just on the final round. Either.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Well, cool. So we have lots of questions coming in from some of our viewers. So I'm just going to bring up a couple of those. Okay.
Sure.
We have a question from Dave Andrews. Let me bring that up. And let me pin that.
He's Jenny's biggest fan.
Aw, that's so sweet.
So Dave says, I hope Alex and Jenni finish 1 and 2. They can decide which order in the Symetra event this week in Lake Wales. Pars and birdies, ladies. See you over there. So he had a comment.
Oh, that's so cool.
Let's bring up another one. Here's one from Jason Boslow. For Jenni, have you ever played against Alex? And if so, who won?
Oh, I don't remember who won.
Have you played against her? Have you played in the same grouping with her?
I think we have in Suncoasts. Yeah, maybe
We play with Haiju in Daytona. Remember, for 2 rounds? Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In Daytona, that's right. Man, my memory's not very good. I don't remember.
Kelly knows how good my memory is, so.
Yeah, Alex never forgets anything. Let me see here. So Patricia has a question. Patricia was going to join us, but bless her heart, she's sticking with us and she has a question. So I'm going to bring that up for Alex and Jenni. I'm curious as to what percentage, more or less, of golfers on the Symetra Tour use specifically women's clubs. Do you guys have a sense for that?
I don't think I know any girls that use a whole bag of women's clubs. I mean, I know Jenni has that women's putter, but I think Alex Bulow, the girl that got the sponsor invite into the Ocala tournament, they have that new company, Coates Golf, and I think that maybe, some other women are going to look into that. But usually, I mean, on the Symetra Tour, it's all men's stuff.
Interesting. What about you, Jenni? Do you have any insight?
Yeah, I don't know if there's like women's clubs or men's clubs. It's just whatever fits your golf swing or your swing speed.
Right.
So, actually, I even heard there's some men who like to have softer shafts in their wedges. But I guess it's just whatever feels best to you. It's personal.
Okay, I'm going to bring up one more question, and then we'll start talking about the founders.
Sure.
So this is somebody who knows his stuff. My goodness, Jenni, after 2 tourneys, your driving average is 263, a shade longer than Miss Casi. Do you usually outdrive her?
Actually, when I first played with Alex, she outdrove me a lot. Uh-oh, my phone's running out of battery.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Can you plug in?
Yes, I'll plug in. I think it just depends on how each of us are feeling.
This is great.
Yeah,
We also get a tour of your apartment or hotel room or whatever.
Yeah, because I was supposed to talk on the iPad. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, I'll go back downstairs.
Okay, let me see if we have anything else
I
out here.
can answer that question. So,
yeah, why don't you go for that?
Okay.
When we first played, it was quite a bit longer than Jenni, and then she's actually, we were just talking about this on Wednesday, she's gained a lot of yards, and she changed her shaft and her driver, and she's got a lot more lag going, so she's been getting it out there. But look out, Jenni, because I just got 2 new Callaway drivers today, so I'm good to go, because I feel like the Strixon that I've been hitting, the shaft, well, it's actually the shaft, it's like an X shaft, and it's tipped, and I'm not getting anything out of it, so I tried some new drivers today, so should be a lot longer.
All right. So are you plugged in now, Jenni?
I am. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm impressed. You barely missed a beat on that. Okay, so we are here to talk about the Founders Cup that just completed. So let's kind of get into that conversation. And Beth, I know I can start with you on this one because I know that you watched the tournament, and I know that you have some questions or not questions, but I know you have comments about the tournament. So let's just start with you.
Oh, you want my 5-minute spiel on the tournament?
Well, maybe 2.
Okay. It was a heartbreaker for Stacey Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I think it's just a question of too little, too late. I mean, Stacey, she started too late. That's what it boils down to. She has this strategy of lay back and then come on strong, and she waited just a little bit too long to come on strong. She couldn't deliver the putt that she needed to deliver, and that's just her style. I mean, Stacey scratches her head with, why am I always second? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I guess I would say, well, start earlier. Get up in front, get your head of steam up by the
She started
putt.
with a pretty good first round, didn't she? Didn't she have a 64 in her first round?
Yeah, but she was still laying back. She likes to lay back.
Yeah.
She somehow or other feels like it's easier to come from behind. I don't know. But yeah, that's one thing I think. And the other thing I think is that the 2015 rookie class on the LPGA Tour is absolute dynamite.
I
I mean,
agree with that.
they are dynamite. From Kim at the top to Arya to Popov to right on down the line. I mean, I just saw one rookie after another playing her heart out this week, and it was so good. Lydia Co's going to have some competition.
Yeah, I was noticing the same thing about all the rookies. The rookies were doing great. Joanne, what were your takeaways from the
Well,
tournament?
my takeaway is I was so impressed. First of all, seeing all the founders and the ladies, seeing them back again and seeing their commitment to the LPGA. And these ladies, they're the ones that got me to fall in love with the game of golf. So it was nice. The tournament is a nice tournament for the nice venue for them, and it's a good thing to hold their heads high and cherish that LPGA events. So for the game, I was kind of had my ups and downs because my favorites weren't playing this tournament. So I was just looking just to see what's going on in the push and shove and seeing again like Beth was saying again she's straggling all the time at the last minute. She's always disappointed, and we see her face there when she comes second. And I wish one tournament that she's gonna win this year. So, but my favorites weren't not there this tournament, so I was kind of
And that would
disappointed
be
with that.
that would be Suzanne, and who else?
Suzanne and there's Lexi and.
Um,
Yeah, those are my favorites.
Well, thank
Yanni
you. Thank
again.
you so much.
Yeah,
Um,
Yanni was down again this tournament. I was sort of surprised not on the top of her game this game. So
that was a disappointment, wasn't it,
yes,
Johan?
yes,
That was a big disappointment for me too.
yeah.
I had hoped to see some steady progress from
Mm-hmm.
Yanni, and it just didn't happen.
No.
well, let's get some perspective from the pros. Now, I assume you guys actually watched some of this tournament because the coverage was a little bit later for you guys than it has been in the past because it was in 3 hours earlier time zone. Alex, did you get a chance to watch?
Yeah, it was actually right at my dinner time, so yeah, I did watch a lot of it this week, and
Excellent.
I was super happy to see Kim Kaufman up there. I played with her a couple times, and she's a super nice girl. And then going back to Stacey Lewis, I really don't feel that sorry for her. I probably shouldn't say this because I'm going to be out there someday. But I just like to see a little more sportsmanship when she loses. I watched when they shook hands and everything, and she just, she's won a lot out there, and she's done really well. And it just seems like she's always so bitter. I think when Shan Cheng Feng hit the rock once, I think it was a couple years ago, and it's tipped over, and she made eagle. She even made mention that it was, all luck that shot, and that's just the way golf is sometimes. So, I don't know. I think maybe a little bit of an attitude adjustment might help her, but we'll
Maybe
see.
it's karma.
She
Yeah.
does seem to get down. I think she gets down on herself more than anything, but it kind of comes across, as kind of a negative attitude, probably. What about you, Jenny? Did you get a chance to watch, and do you have any thoughts about the tournament?
Actually, just to add on to what Alex said, I kind of also had that impression of Stacy where, I think on one of her swings, she would, let go of the club, thinking, what about it? But it was okay, so. But then maybe it's just coming across that way, and it's not really what she's thinking.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Here, I'll tell you what. I have a question I'll bring up, and we'll let the experts answer this one. I'm going to leave this, and Beth, I consider you one of the experts in here, so I'm going
Uh-oh.
to I'm going to bring up this question, see if you guys can answer this. So, was there someone that did really well that wasn't anticipated, and was there someone that didn't do well that was expected to be a contender? I think he's talking about this tournament. And of course, we just mentioned Jenni, who's been doing so well this season, and so I think it was kind of a surprise to a lot of us that she missed the cut. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Well,
Actually,
no,
ahead, sorry.
go ahead. I agree. I agree with Alex. I think that Kim Kaufman. I mean, Kaufman's a really good player, but I didn't expect her to be a contender. I didn't. And when she played she played so beautifully. I was really surprised about that. But I was also surprised and happily so about Sofia Popov, who was early a contender. She couldn't sustain it, but those two, for me, were really standouts in terms of folks who showed a great game, and I want to see more of it.
Oh, you know what? I wanted before I forget, I wanted to send a shout out to Kelly Shawn, who was a guest on our Hangout last time, and she's a rookie on the LPGA this year, and she was asked the question, you know, what is your goal for the Founders Cup? And she, you know, after thinking about it for a while, she said, you know, I really want to make the cut. That's my primary goal, is to make the cut. And she made the cut, and she got to play with Michelle Wie the final round, which I thought was pretty awesome. And so I just wanted to send a shout out to Kelly as one of those rookie players that's really showing their stuff out there.
No, it's really inspiring for me to see my Symetra Tour colleagues doing pretty well on the LPGA, since I've played with all of them.
Yeah, I know.
It's really fun to follow them also, even though I want to be where they are too.
Right. So, so speaking of which, I guess you've been. Is this your third or fourth year on the Symetra Tour?
This will be my third year.
I actually had another question for you that I just thought of. So, you know, I think we all admire you guys out on the Symetra Tour working so hard and, you know, trying to get to the LPGA, and just, I'm curious, where do you get your motivation from to keep trying and keep, you know, keeping your eye on that goal year after year?
Yeah, I'll admit it's not easy because it's got a lot of, I mean, it's got some downs too. We don't win most of the time. So, but I think what keeps me going is I progress every year. So that's why I've kept going. Like if I did, but I think if you're really mentally strong, even though you have a bad year, you just reevaluate and then make a change. So.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
That's a good answer. Well, you know what? I want to, before we go any further, I really want to get to one of the things we promised here, and that is Alex's big news. Alex has some news to share with us. Hold on just a second, Alex. I have to get ready here. So, Alex, you know, speaking of keeping on going and staying motivated and playing year from year, as we all know that Alex has been kind of in the same boat year after year. She's struggled with sponsorship, and so without further ado, Alex, you're up.
So I won't be complaining about not being able to get to the next event or not having enough money, because I have a full-time sponsor for the entire year, so I know that I'm playing every single event. So.
Oh, yay!
I'd like to thank Kelly because, you know, Kelly has kept me going through the periods where I would have gone back home to Ohio. So without Ladies Dream Golf's help, you know, I wouldn't have been able to keep competing. So I appreciate that and the whole community's support.
Well,
do we get to know who the sponsor? Who's the sponsor?
Well, it's a guy that's actually done a couple other girls before, and you know, the girl that he was sponsoring didn't want to play anymore, and he wanted to do it again. So you know, he was in town for the Bay Hill event, the PGA event, and we had dinner the other night, and I got to meet him, and everything went well, so we're good to go.
That's great.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks.
And
terrific.
he kind of wants to stay anonymous, right, Alex? He doesn't really like getting his name out there.
Mm-mm.
Well, we are all extremely grateful for his generosity, and it's going to be so wonderful to know that you're actually going to be out there every tournament, which reminds me of another thing that I wanted to mention. I had kind of hinted around earlier on in the season that I was going to possibly run some fantasy golf games for the Symetra Tour, and I've decided the first one I'm going to do is the South Carolina event. Let me pull up the name of that. I have it written down here.
Is that the one we're going
No, Beth.
with Colette and everybody?
You should know the name of that, Beth.
That's the Self Regional Healthcare Foundation Women's Health Classic. No wonder I couldn't remember that. In Greenwood, South Carolina, the week of May 4th. So I will be running a Pick 4 fantasy golf tournament for that. And so Jenni and Alex, you can start telling all your Symetra friends about that.
All right.
Because we'd really like to support them and get people excited about it. And it really is a good way to kind of get people more involved in the tournaments and getting to know the players, and so I'm really excited about that, and I hope we get lots of good participation. We'll probably have some Alex autographed gear as prizes for that tournament, and maybe we can get you to autograph a couple of things too, Jenni. So it'd be kind of nice to have some cool prizes. So let me go. You guys can feel free, Beth, to comment on that whole situation. Well, I'm going to look for some more questions here.
On the Greenwood tournament? The Greenwood
tournament or Alex's sponsorship or whatever you want to comment on.
Oh, well, let's talk about the Greenwood tournament because that's hometown for me.
Oh, you're from...
Yeah, I'm having a really interesting career shift also within that tournament because I'm going to do the radio commentary for the local radio show, for the local community talk radio. And I'm thrilled. I've never done radio commentary. And the woman who owns the radio station is also my favorite jeweler. We have all kinds of connections. And she said, well, why don't you do the radio commentary? And I said, you got to be kidding. She did it last year, and she doesn't know a putter from a driver. So, and
exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. WCRS is one of the event sponsors, and so I'm getting involved now at a somewhat different level with that particular tournament. It'll be fun.
So is
Jenni,
next goal is
Jenni, do you have housing for Greenwood?
For Greenwood, I do.
Oh, okay. You already have housing. I was gonna see if Beth would have you because you don't have 2 dogs with you.
Oh, darn. Or do you know Jean and Marty?
Do I know? I don't know Jean and Marty.
Or that's who I'll stay with in South Carolina.
Okay.
They hosted me last year.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Joanne, did you have a comment?
No, I was talking about Beth there. She'd be able to announce or talk on the LPGA one day.
I don't think
What's her
so. I
name?
think
Yes, I think she could.
I think so.
Okay, so Alex, I want you to see some of the comments that are coming up in response to your announcement. So here's one from Jason. Woohoo, hard work pays off.
Aw.
Let's see. Patricia, that's awesome. Congrats. And we have Daryl, who managed to get his hair washed and his lawn mowed prior to the Hangout, which I am so thrilled that he was able to join us. So those of you who know Daryl know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so amazingly, we've already spent 30 minutes talking, so it's been a blast. So we know that what's next for Alex and Jenni is they're heading out next week to, what is it, Lake Wales?
Wales?
That's correct.
So good luck to both of you, and I hope you do come first and second. I hope the 2 of you are in a playoff. Oh my gosh, that would be stressful. I don't know if I could take that.
Oh. No, that I would love that.
But best of luck to you, and we'll definitely be following your progress.
For sure.
Too bad we're sad that it's not on TV, but there's a lot of us who sit there and refresh that leaderboard, every 10 minutes. So
Oh my gosh.
we'll be following
Yeah,
your progress.
for
So
sure.
Beth, do you have anything to say in closing?
No, I'm glad that I was able to drop in on you all. Uh, and I guess, you're going to come around next week. We're going to go to California, and we're going to see what the Kia Classic does. And Alex and Jenni are going to come in first and second, and Alex is going to take us all to dinner because she has a sponsor.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Joanne, do you have anything to say in closing?
No, it was a very fun hangout, and it was nice meeting you, Jenni. And I wish you the best of luck on both of you. And
thank you.
and we'll we'll watch the leaderboard and see who's gonna pay the drink.
Okay, so I against my better judgment, I'm going to bring up another comment from Daryl. I think this question is for Alex and Jenni, but here you go.
All right.
Let's see here.
Do
Do
you
you girls have problems with goose poo on the course?
Oh,
I guess
Not on like Will's.
I guess it depends on the course. I don't really think we have that many geese here. I don't even think about that, but we have sandhill
we,
crane damage.
we have lots of geese in Canada. Let me tell you, we
That's
battle
why.
them a lot.
That was a really random question, Daryl.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Well, it's been a blast, you guys. And Beth, thanks for coming in on short notice. And, we'll be looking forward to next week. We'll be doing an after-tourney hangout for the Kia Classic. And anyone, Daryl or Jason, it'd be really nice to get a guy on one of these hangouts. So
Yeah,
we would
come on,
love
guys.
to have you. So if you guys are on board, let me know, and we'll have you guys on next week.
So you have it
All right.
every week or every.
Well, we have it after every LPGA tournament.
I see. That's fun.
So, and you're welcome to join us anytime you want, Jenni.
I might. This was. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, not really knowing what to expect, and it was a blast, and you're welcome back anytime.
I think I might.
Okay, well, thanks,
All right.
everyone. Good night.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.